All right. 12 seconds in. All right. Where am I at here? It says on here Mayfair Indigo 3147 Douglas Street. Just turning down the screen here a little bit so that I don't have all the vision. Don't want to scare people. Just have it bright enough that I can just barely see what's going on. So yeah, it says I'm at Mayfair Indigo, but actually the Indigo is at the opposite corner of the mall, and I don't believe there's a Starbucks in there. I would have to go check it out, so maybe I'll have to go for a walk in there just to see and make sure. Or I could always check on here, I guess. That's another way of doing it. I'll just go Starbucks Indigo in Victoria. Go. So it's still showing this one, and it's still showing pictures of everything exactly where I am, and that'd be outside with all these planters here. It's actually right beside my bank. So yeah, the food court's right here, so that was super convenient because I was able to go to the washroom. I haven't gone inside right yet to see what it's like. As you can see, I forgot my mask. See what happens when you take your mask off? All of a sudden you forget, and it's no longer with you. And I had to go to the bathroom so bad that I didn't want to run back to the car to go get it. So here I am. So I don't think you're allowed in the store unless you actually are just picking up a drink. So see the sign? I don't know if we can see the sign. See the sign? Mobile pickup or in order store. Safe distance. So we're just gonna. We might go in here in a minute just to go get it and possibly charge up. But for now, I'm just gonna stay outside and continue on from there. So, doing a minimum 5-minute stream. We're already at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And generally, most of these have been staying up to 20 minutes. We want to see if we're getting a good connection. Obviously, there's other people that come into the store and use the Wi-Fi. So that would be the other thing, is just to see how well the Wi-Fi is doing, and without actually, and being able to stream live. Sorry, getting off, thinking about too many things at once. So that's definitely the trick with this live stream, is making sure you have a good solid feed all the time, and that's basically what I'm doing. So I'm going to pretend that I'm just playing on the internet, because if people think that I'm just sitting here talking to the computer, they're going to start thinking funny without me doing something, because the screen is actually all black. Just had it light enough so that I could see my face. Don't want to scare people, letting them know that they're on social media. Most people don't seem to mind, but I think the computer is a lot like the camera on your phone, or you have the camera on the computer. People don't realize that there's a camera on there and that you're able to record. But when you start pulling out a big camera like like my Canon EOS 60D or any other kind of DSLR or any camera, you know what I mean? People start to get intimidated when they see that flashing around. So it's funny, like I could be live streaming with that if it was connected to the computer and I had all the proper devices, but then you're spending all that money to try and get all of these little pieces to make a camera work. So there's simply a camera on the computer, and this is going to prove, like all these other big YouTubers are saying, start with what you've got. So yes, I have cameras and all the gear now, but I'm going back to the basics by using my car, my laptop, my cell phone, and my heartbeat, right? And then utilizing the internet from Starbucks and their power whenever I can get in. So I can see many power receptacles in this store just from looking in the door. but there's nothing where I can like stand there and charge up. I don't think. It's looking pretty grim in there. Should just take a quick look. So, all seating is temporarily unavailable. There's no seating available at all. I don't want to go in there and put my computer down on the table and get in trouble again, where I am trying to charge up and then continuing to do a live feed. I'm sure I could try and make the attempt to buy a call. Processing like this, I've got the internet open. I've got I should just close up my email, and there's only 2 tabs open. So I've got Amazon that I'm looking at right now. I don't see you guys because I don't want people to get all intimidated or scared that I'm filming right now. They can't see the green light on my computer. The only thing they can see is that I'm a fool sitting here talking to my computer. And so while I'm surfing through Amazon, it actually looks like I'm just sitting here talking to myself like a crazy madman. So that's kind of why I wore the suit today, because I didn't want people to think that I'm crazy and, kind of look legit. I got the phone out on the table, opened up so that it looks like I'm talking to the phone potentially. But I think some of the younger crowd is clued in. There's 2 young girls in there, and they were kind of looking at me as I was looking through the window to see if I could put the computer down and charge up. So only now and then, like right now, I'll click on and I can see, yes, there's 2 people on again. Looks like one just showed up, and I'll say hello. Thanks for joining me here today, live. UTIOIZING, utilizing Starbucks free Wi-Fi and making things come to life. So, welcome to my channel. I didn't get a coffee at this one. I haven't gone in. I don't know how long you guys have been here. I'm going to go back to Amazon so that people aren't getting sketched out. Looks like we're almost at 8 minutes of a live YouTube stream feed. I'm outside of Starbucks right now. I don't know if I just said it, but yeah, I didn't go in. I used the washroom from the mall's facility, which is in the food court. They've got that all in a certain direction that you're supposed to go through, but I kind of disobeyed because I needed to go so bad. But it's not that much of a veer off. They just try to keep all the traffic to the middle and then disperse you out so that it's not just a big free-for-all in there. Yeah, so there's power ports inside, but I can't really put the computer down because every table has a sign on it, except for these tables out here. They don't have the signs on them. So that's pretty decent, I guess. Or in a way, it's kind of scary. So I'll just turn the camera around so you can kind of see the view, because why I think it is scary is that you are at the main entrance. So if you look over here, this is your main entrance, right? Like, that's the parking lot. All your traffic flow comes through there because of this little fence around here. And then it comes in here. So then there's your doorway so that you can walk into the building. And there's just a little area. So there's just that little area of free space where you're not going to be around people. I don't know what you guys can see. Let's see if you can see this box. Kind of cool, huh? Timepiece. Is it on time? 20 after 12. Yeah, 12:30 on my clock. 25 after 12 up there. Pretty close. So yeah, I'm not sponsored or anything by Starbucks. I'm just here simply utilizing their free Wi-Fi, trying to see how well the stream is, doing a little experiment, see what's available, what's not available. So basically, can I power up here? can I collect internet here? Some of them I can get internet, some of them I can get power, some of them I can sit inside, some of them I can't. Um, you definitely need to have a mask at every one that you go to be served, but when you're sitting at the tables, you can take your mask off. One of them I had the hand sanitizer almost take me out. So this live feed thing almost stopped like in a hurry because it landed literally inches away from my computer and inches away from my brand new phone and smashed on the ground right in front of me. It's kind of exciting, but very lucky that nothing else happened. So they just put duct tape to the back of their little hand sanitizer and stuck it to the wall where obviously was painted over a dirty wall because the paint didn't adhere properly. Yes, I used to be a surface preparation king because I used to be in coating on the pipeline. So when paint falls off the wall, I know exactly why it falls off the wall. When you paint over rust and it continues to rust, it's because you painted over a corrosion cell. It's going to continue to rust. There's still going to be oxidization there. There's still a chemical reaction happening. So if you want to paint over rust, you got to take the rust off first. There's no painting on it. You can paint on it, but it's not going to be effective. So the same thing, if you paint on walls, you paint on dirty walls, the paint is going to fall off eventually. It might stay there in place, but when you stick something to it, pull it off, that's when you know. Yeah, so there's all different kinds of failures. Anyways, we are at 11:45, so I just clicked back on. You guys have seen the view from here. The view inside, there's really not much to see. It's a very little Starbucks, very little entrance. So they could probably have 3 or 4 tables inside. Most of the seating's going to be out here anyways. But these mall locations tend to be very, very busy. So I can understand why they shut down all the seats inside because they get huge high traffic flow through here. And so they got to accommodate the workers and keep them as safe as possible, obviously. So that being said, I should start looking at where our next location is going to be. Oh, shoot. Don't want Starbucks Canada, we want Starbucks Victoria. So I've been going through the list here and trying to find where all these locations are. And I didn't write them all down. I've been very lack of preparation on this, and I still didn't grab a pen out of the car, so it's all been going off the top of my head. So I've gone through all of these locations, all of the ones downtown. I basically did them first so I didn't have to pay for all sorts of parking, and I was able to park as close to the facility as possible. See if I can try and get internet out of the car. That's another one of the tests because I've done any what do you call it, Starbucks in the past where I was able to just connect outside, and sometimes you don't want to go in to use the services. Or bad. Like right now, I'm not using their service inside. So I hit the one up by Uptown. So how many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 is closed. So that would have been 11 if I was able to get there. So we're on 10. And there is one near the university I know that I do know of. And I think that's probably going to be the closest one to get to now. Because I don't think there's one at the Hillside Shopping Mall. It's not showing anything here. So I guess I'm not going to Hillside. But if I continue swiping over, I wish it showed me everything right off the hop. Okay. So there's one over here that I do know of. I haven't been to it yet, but I have been to a coffee shop near there. So we definitely have to get there and probably purchase a coffee because I am now down to 28%. So let's hope that I can get inside and charge up for one and be able to use the internet. So hopefully we can use all of their services. Place an order. This one says UberEats.com. So Hey, some of these are like specific, I guess, from what I'm seeing here to where you order from. So maybe I should. Well, that'll be the plan, is to try and build up to get a better car, something newer. It'd be nice to get something electric so that I can run all electric and then do my live stream from that, and then sign on to Uber eventually, and then operate off of three different platforms. So, right, trying to run a video here. Somebody's phoning me. I don't know what the number is. I don't like answering numbers that I don't know. Okay, so the next address is 3849 Cadboro Bay Road, Victoria. So I've been typing in the addresses as I go in. It's funny how this top picture up here is the same for all of them. So I thought it would be different at each location, but obviously they just simplified it and put one general, a few general pictures on there. So I'm at 16 minutes now. I think that's pretty adequate for a feed here. It's looking like it was successful. And I'm going to head over there. So click it here on the map. Open it up. Directions. So 15-minute drive from where I am now. Right. So you can see there's the States right over here. This is Canada. It's Victoria. So 15-minute drive. Oops. And it's 6.9 kilometers. Fastest route despite the usual traffic. So let's head on over there, and hopefully I can plug in and connect to the internet. It's a quieter area. From the other coffee shop that I was at, there was quite a few locals, senior citizens that attend that coffee shop. So it might be similar with the Starbucks. So hopefully it's quiet. Phone calls. Toronto now. I don't know anybody in Toronto. Toronto phones me. I get all kinds of weird phone calls. Okay, press start. All right, so I'm going to start walking away through here. I've got to actually go back into the mall to get to my car because I parked on the upper level. I didn't park in this parking lot down here. Quite often, this parking lot gets very congested and it can be tough to park in. There usually is parking, but it'd be like way at the far corner, which isn't that bad. I had to walk all the way from the other end anyways, but just the way that I drove in off the road, it was easier to just park on the other upper level, walk down the stairs directly into the food court to go to the washroom, and then made my way over here to Starbucks, was just kind of outside the door. So you'll see as I walk in, I'll show you the door with my computer, and then we'll lose the feed as I disappear, and I'll see you shortly, hopefully in about 20 minutes or less. See how it goes. Kind of a cool timepiece. I'm going to block you out so that nobody sees that I'm actually